You're rebuilding your offensive line a little bit. You lost
a little bit.
I mean,
That's the understatement of the day.
Quite a bit. You lost 5 starters. But at tackle, you have a guy that has played a little bit, Blake Copeland. Well, let's start with him.
He's
Is
out.
he the bell cow or no?
Nope, he got hurt, so he sprained his foot. So we're still searching right now. But Blake definitely has played the most. But nothing, absolutely nothing out here is guaranteed.
Mm-hmm.
So just the fact that he played the most doesn't mean anything. That just means he played the most.
How many practices did Blake get in before he got injured?
Well, he's only missed 1. So
okay, so this is a recent.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I saw today out there was Robert Lindsey, who initially I thought you were going to try to move to guard.
We did.
But he's back out at tackle today. I mean, is it still undetermined what Robert Lindsey will be?
He's going to be either a guard or a tackle. I mean, he's one of our better 5 guys. So he's a guy. He's started service academy games. And he's reliable. So he's growing up. So we're going to get our you've heard me say this now for 8 years. We're going to get our best 5 out there. And so that's where we're at right now.
What Lindsey played quite a bit at tackle last year too, did he not?
Yes.
I mean, was he or Copeland the 3rd guy coming in last year?
I don't know.
You started Lindsey when
we started Lindsey. Lindsey kind of dipped a little bit, and then Blake came in. Then Blake broke his foot, and then we moved B. Green out there, and Coach Niemot he's got a great saying: people can handle the truth, and if they got a question, we just turn on the tape. And if you're not performing, it does not matter who you are, and it does not matter where you are. I mean, if your play dips, we're going to get the best 5 out there.
Mm-hmm.
And so we've got that. That's our number 1 goal out here. My goal is to have 2 tackles coming out of spring ball.
Right.
I'll worry about the 3rd one in the fall. But I just want to get 2 guys that I feel we can go into the fall with and make a run.
Let's talk about a couple young guys. And before I get to speaking about them individually, there's 3 sophomores. How much of this spring is spent just telling them how to go the right way, or do Andrew Wood and my guy from Jake Hawk from Meade High School and Garrett Weedle, number 60 is another guy I noticed out there.
Yep.
How much do they know where to go yet?
They are smart guys. This is the Naval Academy, so they know where to go. They don't know why they got to go there. So sometimes they question it. So that sometimes prevents them from playing as fast as they need to. But if you're practicing with us, you know where to go. I mean, you at least have an idea. But they're just young pups. They're drinking from a fire hose right now. It's fun to see. It's fun to see growth. That's one of the, we graduated 5 senior starters, and it's been a long time since I've had that I think I'm going on 13 years. And it's been a long time since we've had a senior line graduate. And there's a big vacuum that they take, because they take up a lot of oxygen, because I think last year's guys that are seniors now were great followers. Mm-hmm. They did a tremendous job of touching the line and following EK and Joey's leadership and Blaze. I mean, these guys just did a great job of following. Well, that's last year, okay?
Right.
That's done. Now that mantle of leadership has got to be taken and got to be picked up by somebody, and it doesn't matter who you are. And here, these guys sometimes get a little confused with the military and the salute or the ranking and all that stuff. Out here, it's it's bunker mentality,
Mm-hmm.
And so you don't have to be a senior to be a leader.
Right.
It helps. You don't have to be a starter to be a leader. It helps. You can't lead when you're in red, So I think we're developing a little bit of unity, and we had some fun today. Today wasn't a great day, but it was a good learning day. We gained a lot from this tape today.
So Andrew Wood's a highly recruited guy.
Yes.
He got some reps with the 2nd team last year, I think, good practice reps. He's running with the ones right now. What can you tell us about Andrew's progress?
Well, I tease him. I call him Little Favorite, He's a good kid, and I really, really enjoy him. And as a person, he's a great, great person. He's got a beautiful heart. This kid is what the Naval Academy puts out guys like this. I mean, This guy reminds me of Jeff Battipaglia and guys along those lines. I think the sky's the limit for him. I told you my little term: if they don't bite as a puppy, they won't bite as a dog. Mm-hmm. We need a little more bite out of Andrew. And we can get a little more bite out of Andrew, get a little dog in him. We're going to have something that we haven't had since I've been here, and that's a legit BCS lineman. And he's done some things, and when he realizes how good he can be. Or if he wants to, I mean, he's the sky's the limit for him.
So I'm guessing that even though he's running with the ones right now, he knows that he's not secured a starting job?
Oh yeah. If any, you should come to one of our meetings, Wags. If any of these guys, for 1 second, think that they've arrived, ever, okay, they're Coach Nehemiah, they got Coach Ingram, they got me, they got Coach. And we just don't play that around here. It is you gotta go to work every single day.
The other guy I got to ask you about is local product Jake Hawk. He's from Meade High School.
Yep, big Hawk.
Kid. Swallows up defensive linemen at times with his size. What are you seeing out of Jake?
Well, Jake is surprisingly, pretty athletic for his size. I mean, normally he's kind of like Andrew. Normally don't get guys that big that can move. Jake needs to turn it loose a little bit. He's a big boy, and sometimes those big Brahma bulls don't know how strong they are.
Right.
And I'm still trying to find the right buttons for him. I like him a lot. I like coaching him. He takes coaching well. He's got a good spirit about him. We'll see. With him, when you're that big, I mean, there's stuff you can get away with on the field that other kids can't. But in the same token, you can't be out of place.
Right.
You can't be out of place, and it's doing what we're asking him to do is hard. To be 6'6", 300 pounds. So he might need to lose a little bit of weight, but I like him. I like him a lot.
All right, great. Thanks, Coach.
All right.
Appreciate it. Well, I guess you lost basically all of your interior guys. EK
Right.
and
Tamburello.
and Blaze,
Right.
and you're starting fresh inside. What are you seeing so far?
We got Adam West, who is going to be a senior. Actually started up at UConn last year.
Played a lot.
Has played a lot. Played the year before. A lot of special teams. Got Maurice Morris and Parker Wade at center. Both have played quite a bit at center. Both of those guys can do a good job for us. We've got a young center, Brian Barrett.
He's a big boy.
He's a really big boy.
Too big?
Maybe a little too big right now, but he has a lot of potential. We got Evan Martin, who now is going to be a junior.
Been on the PAT field goal team a couple of years.
Correct. And has played in a lot of games, has a lot of ability. He's athletic, he's big. We've got another kid that's going to be a junior, Seth White, who's doing a good job for us. So we just got to keep working. And we got Chris Gazelle as a freshman. It'll be a sophomore next year that we're working up also. So
I'll ask you the same question I asked Coach Culton. How much is spent telling them where to go at this point? Do these young pups know what they're doing yet?
that group that I just mentioned, not much. They've been around. Most of those guys are juniors or going to be seniors. They know what they're doing. So it's maybe just being more consistent. Maybe that's the reason it kind of held them back. And they had some other guys in front of them that were good players. So we're excited about it. I think we've got a chance to do well. Robert Lindsay's also played some guard for us this spring.
Yeah, we talked about Lindsay, right. He's going to be somewhere.
Yeah, he'll be somewhere, and he's one of our best five guys, and we'll just have to fit him in. He reminds us a lot of John Dowd a few years ago, that played some tackle and played guard for us. Has the longer, right, athletic guy. Yep.
Have you seen anybody take charge of this unit? Is West a leader? Who's becoming a leader of that offensive line?
I think that's probably what we're kind of still searching for.
Okay.
Who's going to step up? They're all doing a good job. They're all working hard. I don't know if there's a great vocal leader yet. And myself and Coach Culton don't mind taking that role if we need to. But I'm not so concerned about vocal leaders. I just want guys to come out here and work and get better. And when we put them out there, produce. And if they'll do that, I don't care if they say a word.
At the center spot, Parker Wade's a little undersized. He's about 270 enlisted,
right.
Whereas Maurice and Barrett are both 320.
Right.
How does Parker right now, the starter, what is he doing better than those bigger guys? Because obviously the size, you would think you'd want a bigger guy.
He and Maurice are like in a battle. So I don't know if we played today, maybe Maurice would be the starter today. If we'd have played last week, maybe it would have been Parker. So they're battling it out. Parker reminds me a lot of Blaze. He's savvy, he's got some athleticism about him, just a really good football player. Yeah, he did lack some size, but the athleticism, kind of makes up for some of that.
Right, but maybe it's a case to where, depending on whether you're playing a 4-3 or a 3-4, like what it used to be with Tanner, Fleming, and Blaze. Parker might be better against a certain lineup, but if you need a big body.
No doubt. It's got a very similar dynamic to that year with those two guys. Very similar. Both are good enough to play against either front.
Right.
So we just got to let them compete. And I think both of them will play in games. If I had to guess, what we're going to do with that. Parker's also working a little tackle for us. He's athletic and versatile enough to do that. So I think we got the pieces to get the job done. We just got to keep working and stay the course,
At the beginning of spring when Lindsay was inside at guard, does that mean Evan Martin was number 2?
Yes.
So and now that he's right.
So I guess our goal was to have 3 guards that could play, 3 tackles that could play, 2 centers that could play. But we're just kind of work through things, trying to
Right.
find the best 5 we can get, and then find us a couple backups at
you
each
can
spot
trust.
that we can trust, and then build from there.
And would it be fair to say it's still a work in progress as we're out here this spring, that this group is not where you want them to be?
No, they're not where we want them to be, but I don't know if any group on our field's probably where any coach would say they'd want them to be. I wouldn't say I'm not, not happy with their progress. I feel confident if we played. I know the 5, 6, 7, 8 guys that would play. We just got to get them in the right spots.
Right.
And I think we're heading in the right direction.
All right, great. Thanks,
I want
Coach.
to say hello to your brother Robert. He's watching live right
Oh, is that
now.
right?
He just-